All right. Well, 7:03, we're going to get down to business. So a lot of this discussion here today is going to be about kind of rewiring what you know about hockey, and not about obviously the game, but about what you've done all your lives going in and out of the rink. Um, Usually rink time has been an hour prior. You get to hang out with your friends. You get to have a great time. You get to have that bonding, all that kind of business. Well, of course, with COVID, it's a new new horizon, like new horizons that we're trying to deal with here. I sat on a call with the Fogarty staff on Friday night and kind of listened to what's expected of everybody going forward. The big thing here is they kept saying, again, it is not the Fogarty staff. Obviously, they would love you guys to be there an hour early and hanging out in the locker rooms and doing all that stuff. It is just the rules in place by the Minnesota Department of Health, by USA or Minnesota Hockey, that we just need to follow. And at the end of the day, we are all old enough to just follow these rules so we can play the game. And that's like should be the main focus here, is just getting on the ice, having some good times, and playing games. Big things that, like, points I just want you guys to all understand. You have 10 minutes. 10 minutes to walk through those doors, get downstairs, and get on the ice. You need to come fully dressed. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You need to come fully dressed. Stick, skates, helmet. Obviously you can put those on, the skates and the helmet on inside. You cannot congregate in front of the door. One of the things that I took away from the meeting is that they were getting upset because the teams would go and congregate in front of the door and wait for their time. And that's when transmission of the COVID was happening. And that's why, we ended up having to take, that's part of why we had to take this pause. So you must wait in your car so your practice is at 8:00. At 7:50, you get out of your car, you walk up the stairs, you get into Fogarty, you go down, you get your skates on, and then you get on the ice. Literally, you're going to have 5 minutes. Goalies are a little bit different. Goalies, they're supposed to come half dressed, and I will need to just verify, and maybe Jeff might know, or Dave. I can't remember if they were giving the goalies 15 minutes versus 10, or if they were stuck at the 10 as well. I can go back and read some things. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for that part. But goalies are also. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Tammy. From what I remember, it was 10 minutes for everybody.
Everybody, okay.
Goalies could come half dressed, basically their tops on, get in, put your skates and your leg pads on, and call her good.
Perfect. And I did read that through the email through BYHA, that goalies are the only ones allowed to bring in a bag. No one else can bring in a bag. The only personal item that you might be able to bring in with you is obviously if you need medical, if you have, I don't know, insulin, inhalers, something of that nature where you need to bring some kind of something to carry that in. That would be the only thing that you can physically bring in. No hockey bags, no nothing. Your body, your equipment on you, and that is it. Masks. Masks need to be worn at all times. They are, the minute you walk into that rink, when you're on the ice, when you're skating, the whole 9 yards. There is not one time or one moment throughout your practice or games where you can take off the mask. Obviously, you can adjust probably to take a drink, and that would be the extent of that. So please don't have these Fogarty staff yelling at y'all to put your masks on or putting them over your nose. We've been doing it long enough now that there's no reason that we shouldn't. It should just be second nature at this point. So this goes for coaches as well. I know, again, it's not convenient. Colin was out today at Happy with his mask, the CCM one in there, skating just to kind of see how it feels. He said it wasn't horrible. It does kind of get in the line of vision, but again, something to adjust to. All you kids are phenomenal hockey players, and you'll make it work. I know you will. Let's see. The other big thing is you guys are going to get what I'm going to call babysitters. It's going to be me tomorrow, possibly Tuesday. I'm sending out an email to your parents tonight. That 10-minute rule is for going into the rink and then getting off the ice and getting out. Someone has to be there. to shoo you out. Like, let's not, it's not going to be anything where we can, oh, perfect. Thank you, Jeff. It's not anything that we can just sit and hang out. We can't chit chat. We can't have the hangout time. It literally, it's going to be down to business. Like, get off the ice, get your skates off, put your slides on, put your tennis shoes on, and then out the door you go. And there is going to be a parent volunteer, myself, always there to make sure that there is no lollygagging. It's like out. You just need to be out. And, you know, again, this Fogarty staff, obviously we need to support them. We need to do everything we can and be the best role models possible, so they in themselves can just be in business and keep that rink open so we can continue to play hockey. So again, at the end of the day, these rules are not fun. It is not anything that we can't overcome, though. We can have fun on the ice. We can continue, obviously, you guys can communicate, Snapchat, FaceTime, video games, all that stuff off the ice to still continue to build relationships. I'll try to do some fun things here. Of course, it's all a learning curve with this online business and with just the social distancing and all that kind of aspects. But I just really believe that this can be done. And it's going to be a little bit hard at first because, again, you've all been hardwired to have that hour of messing around and chatting and this and that. And now we just need to get into the mindset that we are going to do work. Like, we are going there. Our mind is set on getting ready, getting on the ice, busting our butts, off the ice, and back in the cars. I don't know if any of you folks have questions for me. I will outline this in an email going out to your parents here in probably about 20 minutes when I get off this call. But do you guys have any questions? I mean, is this something that we all can grasp and easily get done and do going forward so we can continue to play hockey?
Hey, Tammy, I got one, and it's not really towards Fogarty, but is this the same for Super Rink and pretty much anywhere else we go?
So it's the 3 sister rinks that I'm aware of. I'm assuming, like, obviously we're just in practices right now. The whole games and that kind of stuff will be something down the road, but this is all for Super Rink, Fogarty, and Centennial.
Yeah, I think what I've heard is that there may be some very subtle differences in how they want you to maneuver through the rink and so forth, but the stuff coming down from this Minnesota hockey is rigid, and they're all following that to the letter.
Got it. And then locker rooms, I thought I read something that Fogarty might have some locker rooms depending on their space constraints. Is it just no locker rooms? Is there going to be chairs for the kids?
So part of that meeting, there was going to be no locker rooms. Obviously, there was going to have special cases, like for different dressing. I kind of understood, but otherwise, no locker rooms. I know they were going to have chairs in places, like kind of separated apart. I know I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention for that portion because it was a lot geared towards the little kids and having parents in there helping getting the little kids dressed. I don't know, Jeff, do you have anything on that beyond? Obviously, I know that our boys can like see each other and kind of move the appropriate distances away from each other to get their skates on.
Yeah, I think Fogarty is the only one that I've heard of, but they're a little constrained on space, so they may be forced to use locker rooms. So they're going to be propping doors open. They need to stay open. And they're asking that everybody uses the chairs when possible, because what the experts are looking at is the airspace. There's not enough air in those rooms to not share air with each other if you're sitting in there. And they're trying to sit in large open areas to keep the concentration of a possible COVID player to not pass it on to the next. So yeah, Fogarty, I think, is going to have some locker room stuff, but again, it's the intention is to sit down, strap skates on, get on the ice. That's it. There's no reason to chit chat or anything else.
Sounds good. Yeah, I thought I'd read something about them possibly using them. So thanks for clarifying that, Jeff.
All right, going forward, anything else that you boys or any of you have questions about? Anything that isn't spelled out here that you guys have questions about? No? Everybody understand what is expected?
I have a question.
Quest away.
You said you were gonna send out an email, right? About like the full whatever.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
So pretty much I'll just take in the kind of outline what BYHA sent out of what's going on. And then what is expected. And then again, like I said, we're going to either need some volunteers to help with the guiding of kids in and out within that 10 minutes. And then, yeah, that'd be that. How about anything else from you boys?
Just to add to that, Tammy, the most up-to-date information is right on the BYHA site. Super easy to get to. I'm sure you guys all been there, but this COVID tab at the top, you click on that and that we will be posting anything new or the complete list of requirements there at all times. So you can point your parents there. You can go there to remind yourself or whatever, but this will be the full list. And it will be changing quickly and often. So every day it seems like there's another bit of information coming or a clarification, and then we will update it here.
Perfect, perfect. All right, if anyone else has any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, if coaches have anything that they need to chat about, are you guys wanting to state anything before we adjourn this little FaceTime, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams fun?
I just want to say thanks to Tammy and to Jeff for pulling this all together. And boys, I like Tammy said, this isn't the funnest thing in the world that we have to deal with, but right now this is what we got to do to be able to keep playing the game. So the expectation, as Tammy said, is for you guys to adhere to these rules and to be role models to anybody below us, watching us, seeing us, whatever. You follow the rules, we do it to a T, and we do it together and we do it right. Okay, we're not going to be the ones screwing up. We're not going to be the ones causing an issue. Fogarty needs all the help they can get right now, right? They're struggling just worse, probably worse than most any place, guys. So them keeping their doors open is a big deal. And if our little part of that is just putting masks on and following these rules, then that's our little part. That's our home. That's what we're going to take care of. They take care of us. They keep the rink up and running. So if this is what we got to do that, then this is what we got to do. Okay?
Yeah, well said, John. And I think the rink, that's really their goal, is to stay open. Because if they got rule breakers and that gets out to the state or Minnesota Hockey, they're shut down, and then people lose jobs and they go out of business. So that's not a pretty thing to think about. And it's very temporary at this point. So these rules are through January 14th. We're only talking about 10 days for the first phase. So let's not sweat it too much and just do it, huh?
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, there's not anything else. We're going to adjourn this little thing. You guys have a great evening. Excited to see you all at the rink tomorrow. Can't wait to get you guys back on the ice and get you skating.
Thank you, Tammy.
All right. Have a good night, boys.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thank you,
You're
Tammy.
welcome.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thanks, Tammy.
Bye. Oh, I love them all. They're so cute.
No,
Thank you.
my mic's on, sorry.